Jason Perkins. I want to welcome you to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. I'm an attorney who specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos because I want to provide people who've been hurt at work with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation law. Today I want to talk to you about medical benefits under Georgia workers' compensation law. And specifically, I want to talk to you about how you can pick your workers' compensation doctor. Medical benefits are probably one of the most important benefits that Georgia workers' compensation law provides. You didn't want to suffer a serious injury at work, but once you've suffered a serious injury at work, you probably want to recover from that injury as quickly as you can and get as close to 100% as possible. You just want to get your treatment and get better. And seeing a good doctor is very important to having a good recovery. Under Georgia workers' compensation law, doctors basically control the medical treatment that you get. So if you're seeing a good doctor, you're probably going to get better medical treatment. Also, if you're seeing a good doctor, they may just be more capable. When they diagnose you or treat you or perform surgery on you, they're probably going to do a better job with that. So again, it's very important to see a good doctor. One other reason it's important to see a good doctor is under Georgia workers' compensation law, your authorized treating physician, that's your main workers' compensation doctor, basically decides whether you can go back to work or not. So if you have a good workers' compensation doctor, hopefully that doctor will put the right work restrictions on you or keep you out of work if you shouldn't be working yet. If you don't have a good doctor, that doctor may return you back to work too soon. That could result in you doing things that you shouldn't do and suffering additional injury. Also, since Georgia is a right to work state, which means most employers can fire you for a good reason, bad reason, or no reason at all, if you're released to return to work too soon, your employer might let you go, and you might not have much remedy for that. So again, it's important to see a good doctor to make sure that the doctor addresses your work status accurately. Let's talk a little bit about how you can pick your Georgia workers' compensation doctor. Under Georgia workers' compensation law, you do have a right to select your doctor. And your employer may not necessarily tell you that. I've talked to many people who, after they get hurt at work, they just get sent to the doctor that their employer picks for them. You actually have a right to select your doctor. Now, often that right is limited. If your employer follows the law and posts what's called a panel of physicians, which is basically a list of workers' comp doctors, your right to choose your doctor may be limited to the doctors that are on that list. There should be at least 6 choices. There should be more. At least one of the doctors on the list has to be an orthopedic specialist. Again, if your employer follows all the rules about the panel of physicians, you may have to pick a doctor off that list. If your employer doesn't follow the rules, doesn't have a panel of physicians, or doesn't post it correctly, you may be able to pick any doctor that you want. That obviously gives you a much broader selection of doctors, and you have a much better choice of picking a good doctor to treat your injury than if you're limited to the ones that are on your employer's list. Now, you also have a right under Georgia workers' compensation law to change doctors. There's a few different ways that you can do this. One is you can change to a different doctor on the panel of physicians. If you pick one doctor off the panel, and you're unhappy with that doctor for some reason, you can change to a different doctor on the panel of physicians. If your employer didn't have a panel of physicians, then you can select another doctor of your choice if you become unhappy with the first doctor that you chose. You also have rights to get second opinions, or what's called an IME. Potentially, you can also have your doctor changed by filing a motion with a workers' compensation judge or requesting a hearing and going to court in front of a workers' compensation judge and proving to the judge that you need a new doctor for some reason. The most important thing to remember, though, is getting a good doctor is very important in your workers' compensation case. Hope you found this information about how you can pick your workers' compensation doctor helpful. If you have, please let me know that. One of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you have more questions about workers' compensation doctors or any other issues in a Georgia workers' compensation case, I'd encourage you to reach out to me and schedule a free consultation about your case. I'd be happy to speak with you. There's 2 easy ways you can set up a free consultation with me. The first is by visiting our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com, and clicking on and submitting the free consultation request form. The other way is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, and a member of our workers' compensation team will speak with you and get a consultation scheduled with me. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today. I want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.